Good morning, students. So, till now we have discussed the first four kingdoms of or first four phylums of our animal kingdom, and in this video we'll discuss the next phylums of our animal kingdom chapter. So, our fifth phylum is Aschelminths, and in this video we'll discuss about some general and specific features of the organism which belongs to Aschelminths. So the first characteristic feature of the organism belonging to the phylum Aschelminths that these organisms have a cross-section circular body. Organism belonging to Aschelminths, they have circular cross-section body, and that's why they are known as roundworms. They are known as roundworms. Further, these organisms, they can be free living. They can be found in the form of free living organism. They can be found in parasitic forms, and they can be aquatic or terrestrial in their habitat. So they can occur in aquatic, that is in water bodies, or they can also found on soil. So they have both type of habitats, that is aquatic or terrestrial habitat. And these Aschelminths, they have organ level of body organization. This shows bilateral symmetry. They are also triploblastic organism, and they are pseudocoelomates. So they have organ level of body organization. They shows bilateral symmetry, that means their body can be divided into two equal parts or two equal halves. They are triploblastic, that means they have three embryonic membranes, and they are pseudocoelomates, that means they have a false body cavity. They contain false body cavity, that's why they are pseudocoelomates. Now, in case of the organism belonging to Aschelminths, they have a complete digestive system, or they have a complete alimentary canal with muscular pharynx. So their alimentary canal is completely developed with a muscular pharynx. These organisms, they also have some excretory tubes which are responsible for removing the waste material from the body cavities. So they have excretory tubes for the removal of waste from the body cavities. Further, these organisms belonging to Aschelminths, they have separate sexes. Separate sexes means they are dioecious organisms. This shows the dioecious. Dioecious means they have distinct male and female organism. And in case of Aschelminths, the females are much longer than the males in their size. So females are larger in size in comparison to the males. Further, these organisms belonging to Aschelminths, they carry out sexual reproduction with internal fertilization, and development in these organisms, that is development of embryo, it can be direct or indirect. Now further, the examples of the organism belonging to Aschelminths includes the Ascaris, that is, next is Vaucheria, that is also known as filarial worms, and the Encyclosmeta, that is also known as the hookworm. So the example is Ascaris, the Vaucheria, Bancroftian, and all these. This Ascaris, it causes the ascariasis disease in human beings. This Vaucheria, it causes filarial diseases in human beings. And the third example is Encyclosmeta, that is also known as hookworm. Now, our sixth phylum of animal kingdom is Annelida. And this Annelida, this name or this term, it came from a Latin word, that is annulus, and this annulus means the little wings. So these are the organism, that is Annelids are the organism which are having the body made up of small circular rings. So basically the organism which belongs to the Annelids, they have aquatic habitat. They can be found in both, that is fresh water or in marine water. Further, they can also be terrestrial, they can be free living, or they can be found in parasitic forms for animals and plants. Further, the organism belonging to Annelids, they shows organ level of body organization, and they have bilateral symmetry. They are also triploblastic, and their body is metaphorically segmented into different segments. Further, these organisms belonging to annelids, they are true coelomates. That means they have the true body cavity. Further, their body surface is distinctly marked into segments or metamers. So their body surface, it is distinctly marked into segments or metamers, and that is the name of this kingdom or this phylum, that is Annelida, which means the little rings. Further, the nares is an annelid that possesses the appendages, lateral appendages, which are known as parapodia, and this parapodia helps in swimming. So it is an aquatic annelid that containing the lateral appendages known as parapodia, which helps in swimming. These organisms, that is annelids, they also contain some longitudinal and circular muscles in their body, and these muscles also helps in their locomotion and movement. So for their locomotion and movement, they have longitudinal and circular muscles, and the aquatic forms contains the lateral appendages. So they contains the longitudinal circular muscles for locomotion, and the nares possesses parapodia, which helps in the swimming process. Further, the organism belonging to the annelids, they have closed circulatory system. They contain some specialized cells in the form of nephridia that helps in osmoregulation and excretion process, and their neural system consists of paired ganglia. The neural system consists of paired ganglia, and the nares, that is an aquatic annelid, it is dioecious. That means they have distinct male and female reproductive systems or sexes, whereas the earthworm and the leech are monoecious. That means these are the organisms in which both reproductive systems or organs are present, so they are monoecious. The examples includes the nares, the pharentima, that is our earthworm, and hirudinaria, which is blood sucking leech. So these are the characteristics of annelids. Now we'll discuss the next phylum. Now our next phylum of animal kingdom is Arthropoda. This term arthros means the jointed, and the poda means that is appendages or legs. So the organism that belongs to Arthropoda phylum, they have jointed appendages or jointed legs. Now this Arthropoda, it includes nearly all the insects, and it is the largest phylum of animal kingdom. Organism that belongs to this Arthropoda, they have organ level of body organization, they are triploblastic, they show bilateral symmetry, they have segmented body, and are coelomates. That means they contains true body cavities. Now further, in case of Arthropoda, or the organism have their body covered with a chitinous exoskeleton. So their exoskeleton is made up of chitin, and their body is divided into three parts, that is head, the thorax, and abdomen. So the organism belonging to Arthropoda, in them the body is divided into three different parts, that is head, thorax, and abdomen, and they have jointed legs or appendages as the name, that is Arthropoda. Further, for respiration, the organism belonging to Arthropoda, they have either gills, or they contains the book gills, the book lungs, or they have tracheal system that helps in respiration process. Further, these organisms that belongs to Arthropoda phylum, they have open circulatory system. So they have open circulatory system, and for excretion process, they have some specific type of tubules that are known as Malpighian tubules. So these Malpighian tubules, they helps in the removal of the waste material out of the body of arthropods. And these organisms, they also have some sensory organs in the form of eyes or statocyst, which helps in sensing of environmental changes. And most of the organisms that belongs to this phylum, they are dioecious. That means they have distinct male and female organisms or sexes, and they carry out sexual reproduction with internal fertilization. They are usually oviparous, and development can be direct or indirect. The examples of the organism belonging to Arthropoda includes Apis, which is honeybee, the bombyx, that is silkworm, the lacifers, Locusta, Limulus, and the Anopheles mosquito, the Culex and Aedes mosquito. So all these are the examples of the organism that belongs to the Arthropoda phylum. Thank you, students.